Welcome back, new YouTube video, and in this video I'm going to reveal my strategy from A till Z, and definitely watch till the end because I'm going to reveal my 1 minute entry criteria, which helped me to increase my win rate from 60 to 70% in that range. Before it was around 40 to 50%, but just by tweaking the strategy, tweaking the entry criteria, I increase my win rate, and obviously that makes me more profit. All right, let's jump into the chart. Alright, so we're looking at GBP USD, and as I'm going to reveal my full strategy and at the end also my entry criteria, the way I start my analysis and my day is by going into the higher time frames like 4-hour and daily ranges to understand where we at, where we're trading at, where liquidity is and where structure is. This is the base of everything, because if we want to go against the majority, against the masses, we have to understand where the masses enter on certain trades or where they're looking for confirmations to enter on certain trades, right? So market structure plays a big role in my strategy, and although I do not believe it's king, I do believe heaps of other traders are trading it, so the only thing we have to do is go against it. Okay, so we know on a daily perspective that the market is trending towards the upside. Pretty obvious, right? Pretty obvious. Now let's see if we swept this low. I think not. So this low is still protected, means we do have an area of support over here. This is a very high time frame, meaning this is not relevant for us now, but it's always good to understand where price is and what liquidity lies. So we have a trend line here as well. Pretty interesting, right? So close to that trend line, so close to, we might have a very golden pocket. So, okay, to give you a perspective, higher time frame narrative shows us that GBP USD is currently in the golden pocket. It's almost near to a third touch of a trend line. This means sellers are going to look for confirmations to go short. Fibonacci traders, market structure traders, SMC traders. This is the narrative. This is the thing we have to understand in its real base, right? So now we jump into the 4-hour and we're going to see where liquidity is. We have a whole area of interest over here, and we do have a little resistance area on top. This is an area where if other traders get a bearish break of structure, now they got a confirmation to look for shorts, right? So that's what we want to see to go long. All right, so jumped into the hourly, we can clearly see that we have our resistance area, which is lining up with the Asian high. We had an internal trend line as well. We have the external major trend line, which is on the daily, which we are close. And I truly believe that will be smashed at some point. Okay, now understanding more of the liquidity. And this is a pity because I had the replay mode on to show you guys my entry criteria and how I take my trades. So, okay, now we're on the 15 minutes, hourly 15 minutes. And what we clearly can see is that we already have a 15-minute bearish break of structure. We had our protective low, bearish break, price comes up and does another bearish break of structure. This is not something we trade, obviously, but heaps of traders look for these early confirmations to look for short positions, right? What else can we see? Well, we had a resistance yesterday, yesterday build up, and now it becomes a certain support. We have a wick over here, and I will show you on the 5 minute that this wick is the low of the support. So we jump into the 5 minutes and you can see that price jumped up, came down, bounced off, and slowly price action was stepping up. This means this resistance has turned into support, right? Understanding liquidity. We know the majority is looking for shorts. We also know that early buyers are trapped in this whole area because they're trading from the support. So what do we want to see? Well, what do we want to see? Price doing a sweep. Okay, so we get a sweep of these lows. Now I'm always moving to the 1 minute price action. What I did before was simply straight on enter on the sweep, but very often it took me out or price was just melting. So I had to refine my entry criteria, right? So what did I do? I go to the 1 minute and we're going to observe what price is telling us. Okay, create a new low. We have an area of interest over here. This is what I call a sell trap because we have broken bearish market structure again, right? Let's see. Price comes in, not interested yet, not interested yet. All right, taking out an internal support area over here. This is one of my entry criteria. Okay, it went a little bit too fast, but this is where I would look for an entry. I would market execute this order. 10 pips stop loss, what I always do. It's around here, 10 pips, easy. Take profit for me is always a 1 to 2 risk to reward because that's more than enough. It's also in an area of interest, as we can see. So what happened, right? What happened? Well, price came up into this area, but still no liquidity taken. Then price comes down, takes out the liquidity, comes into another area of interest. Over here, taps in, breaks bearish, comes up again, comes down again. This is all inducing what? Seller's trap. So now we break through that area, and this is honestly my entry criteria. Not a bullish break of structure. No, when price comes into an area where other traders are looking to go short in this case. Well, let's see how this trade plays out. Comes down again, no worries, come down again. All right, and now it's moving. Now it's moving. This would be an area because there is an area of resistance here, meaning that if we take this area out, that would be my break-even point because we're already 1R, over 1R in profit on this trade. Break even. Let's see what happens next. No worries. All right, so we have another trap happening over here because we have a resistance area turn into a support area, right? So buyers are in profit here. There is a big chance that price wants to take out all these buyers before moving up again. See what happens next. Boom, traders out. Boom, price comes all the way back to the entry. And then what happens? Because we don't care. We are already out of the trade, but we're just keen to see what price will do. Kabam. So you can see that what price does is it's hunting liquidity all the time. The market is rigged, meaning that market makers create SMC traps, create support resistance areas, create Fibonacci areas. It's what they do because they know those are the main strategy and widely traded by retail traders. Not only retail traders, but also banks use support and resistance. Also hedge funds use support and resistance. It's not that they want to grab the retail money, it's that the banks are playing against each other and they want to take each other's money. So they use market makers to create areas, and the one with the biggest money and the smartest people behind the screens are the ones that take the money. It's that darn easy. Markets are run by algorithms and not by people. Only retail traders are trading like we do, but the majority of big players use algos, right? Easy. I'm keen to see what happened next. We are already out of the trade. It's an easy trade. It's an A+ setup, right? And this is where we're currently at. So I could see price coming into this trend line. That could be an obvious target, but we are already in and out in just a few hours of time. Let me see. Entered around 8, out at 10. 2 hours of time in the trade. All right, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment your questions. If you got any questions about my strategy whatsoever, just put them in the comment section, and definitely hit the like button if you liked the video. And I'll see you on to my next video anytime soon. Cheers.